Mother of the Bride is definitely not a bad film, and I say that because it seems to have quite a low rating online. For example, on IMDb, it has 4.8 out of 10 across 12,000 reviews and ratings, and that's a pretty sizable pool of opinions. And I would say that while it's nothing special, and while some of the characters are a little unlikable, it's a fairly easy watch if you're looking for something that's quite comforting and if you need a bit of company but you don't want something that takes too much concentration. Mother of the Bride is a pretty good one to go with. This was released this year in 2024. It's directed by Mark Waters. It's written by Robin Bernheim and it stars Miranda Cosgrove as Emma, Brooke Shields as Lana, Sean Teale as RJ and Benjamin Bratt as Will. And Emma and RJ are getting married. And most of the film is at this beautiful, beautiful destination. It's about the planning of the wedding in the final days that they're leading up to everything. And it's filmed in Thailand. It is absolutely stunning. I have absolutely no complaints about the visual beauty of this film. The narrative itself is maybe a little bit strange because it turns out, unbeknownst to everybody involved until they get to the destination, Will, RJ's father, actually used to date Lana, Emma's mother. And obviously that's a little bit awkward because as the film develops, they start to talk about the past, and I don't want to say too much more about that, but it has the potential to be a little bit awkward because Emma is obviously looking at Will as her father-in-law, but he could potentially have also been, well, in theory, could have been her father if Lana and Will had worked out. Obviously, that's not how babies work, but that is something that's maybe a little bit awkward. It's not that great, but nevertheless, that is the narrative, and with what we've got, everything works well enough. The pacing is really good. The actual wedding aspects are enough. There are enough wedding aspects that it does feel like a film about a wedding, but at the same time, it's not wedding at every corner. So if you don't like films that are completely full of flower arrangements and wedding catering and wedding dress shopping, it's not one of those films. So if you like films about weddings, but you don't like it when literally every scene is about a different aspect of wedding planning, this one might actually be a good one to go with. It's got a nice balance between the wedding itself and then the events surrounding it and the various relationships. As I said, two of the characters are kind of annoying, and unfortunately, that's Emma and Lana. Nothing against the performances. All the performances in this film are absolutely fine. But I just found that neither of the characters were very likable. Only occasionally were they annoying. I don't think they were annoying throughout. I didn't find that they were uncomfortable to watch. I just found both of them had some really, really unhelpful attitudes on several occasions. And it meant that I didn't really like either of the characters. So that wasn't great, but not enough to affect my overall enjoyment of the film. It is a pleasant film. As I said, it might not be anything unique, it might not be anything special, but at the same time, it is satisfying, it's an easy watch, it's very comforting if you want something that's quite heartwarming at times with some beautiful scenery, gorgeous costumes. We do have some really stunning costumes in this, and some decent acting. So as long as you're not looking for anything too profound, then I'd say Mother of the Bride is worth watching. Definitely an easy watch, with a great cast and stunning scenery. And I really like films about weddings, which is strange because in real life I couldn't care less about weddings. But there's something about weddings and films I think it's because it's very formulaic. They tend to have a similar structure of the planning, then approaching the wedding. And even though there may be mishaps along the way or different directions, I just like the fact that you know where you're heading. Even if the journey and even sometimes the destination are not always the same, but I think they work very well and are often very fun. And this does have a couple of fun moments. I wouldn't say it's a very fun film, but I would say it's actually quite lighthearted a lot of the time. So it is very, very easy to watch and visually absolutely stunning. Mother of the Bride, in my opinion, does not deserve the rather poor overall ratings that it has online. I think it's an okay film. There's not really anything wrong with it. A couple of characters are maybe not the most favourable, but other than that, it's absolutely fine. If it sounds like it would appeal to you, I'd say Mother of the Bride is worth checking out.